Hello and welcome to my world and our next adventure in our Xbox
We
version of
have a
Star
bit
Trek
of apprehension
Online.
for you. An important
Damn
Vulcan
it, Admiral
ambassador is
Quinn. Let
traveling
me
from his
speak
homeworld
first.
to the monastery at Pajem. Capturing the ambassador would be a major coup for the Klingons or Orions, so we're assigning you to make sure everything goes smoothly. You are to escort Ambassador Soketh to Pajem. Please meet him at Vulcan. Once you locate him, speak with him about the transport mission. Do whatever is necessary to keep him safe.
But wait, the ambassador is actually dead. Anyway, let's head to let's beam on up and head straight out to the Beta Quadrant, the Vulcan sector. Now, I have already unlocked the duty officer system as well as done some PvE, so we're a little bit higher level.
You are now in sector space. Here ships travel at warp speed between systems. Combat does not take place in sector space.
Are we sure about that? Are we sure combat doesn't take place in sector space? Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't there like a mission, like a distress call related mission, or did that get finally dropped out, or is that part of the 2409 tutorial set now? I don't know. Okay. We're supposed to enter Vulcan here. Enter the Vulcan system. I said Vulcan. Vulcan, a Vulcan. Hey, Captain, we've arrived at the Vulcan system. I took the liberty of contacting the ambassador's aide when we arrived. Tapella says the ambassador has certain arrangements that he prefers when traveling. She would like to go over them with you. Would you like me to put her on the main view screen? Go ahead. Kind of makes you wish that they would like supply like voice samples for bridge officer variants.
Greetings. Thank you for agreeing to escort the ambassador to Pajem. Ambassador Soketh is currently attending a ritual to honor the end of the Kalrek holiday. He will be done soon, but the ambassador is hesitant to use transporter technology.
Why is he an
His
Undine?
bias against the
Spoilers.
transporters is not logical, but I have come to accept it. I believe that Soketh would be much more comfortable traveling by shuttlecraft. I have received clearance for you to land near the ambassador's location. I look forward to meeting you in person.
So do I. Unfortunately, this shuttle is not the shuttle that we actually have, because our shuttle is a little piece of crap from the 23rd century. We're ready to land on Vulcan. When you're ready to make a final approach, let me know. No? Land the shuttle.
Starfleet shuttlecraft. This is Vulcan Orbital Control. You are cleared to land at the requested coordinates. Welcome to Vulcan. Please enjoy your stay.
Wait a second. I remember there being like an actual cutscene of the pilot laying down and stuff. Captain, the ambassador and his aide are waiting for you at the temple at the top of the rise. You can speak to them there and find out if the ambassador needs anything else from us before we depart for Pajab. Tapella has requested you meet with her before speaking to the ambassador. Of course. Welcome to Vulcan.
Captain, I regret to inform you that we have come to an impasse in completing your mission. Allow me to explain.
What sort of
As
impasse?
you know, Pajem is sacred to the Vulcan people, and access to it is strictly prohibited. Ordinarily, this would not present any difficulty, but Savin, the leader of the order that maintains the monastery, has chosen this moment to illogically refuse to grant Ambassador Soketh permissions to meet with the abbot at Pajem. This is most abnormal.
Can the trip wait until Savin changes his mind?
The ambassador has considered going to the council to request that they overrule Savin, but the process will take time that he simply does not have. If the ambassador is unable to complete his journey to Pajem now, he will have to delay it until after the trade conference at Corridan is complete, and that could take weeks.
So, wait a few weeks. Wonder why Savin won't grant the ambassador permission.
The ambassador, I'm afraid, has spent too much time off-world. I have seen it change him. His interactions with other species have grown easier over the years, but our own people have become more challenging for him to deal with. Perhaps you could speak to Savin. I know he has a great deal of respect for Starfleet, and you might have an easier time than he has in convincing him to grant the ambassador's request.
Alright, let me speak with Savin then. We walk over here.
Peace and long life. Do you seek knowledge of the ancestors?
Soka says you won't permit him to visit Pajem.
Sarketh accuses me of abandoning logic.
Yes.
But he is the one refusing to explain his reasons for wanting to go to Pajem.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The planet is sacred. Our ancestors walked those paths. They found understanding and serenity in its quiet. When I am at Pajem, I feel more at peace than any place else in the galaxy. Pajem has been touched by outside influences in the past. The Federation is at war. Now more than any other time, we must protect this refuge.
Good point.
Do you seek knowledge of the ancestors?
Why do the Vulcans restrict access to Pajem?
Many years ago, Pajem was used for political purposes. Technology used to spy on the Andorians was hidden beneath the sacred sanctuary. It should never have happened. Buildings that had stood for 12 centuries were destroyed because we allowed politics and war in a place where there should only be logic and contemplative thought. When the monastery was rebuilt, we pledged to keep it safe from the cares of the galaxy. Only those who seek peace may enter. Do you seek knowledge of the ancestors?
You know what? There's a lot here, so I'm not going to go through it. Is there any way I can persuade you to allow Soketh to visit Pajem?
I will permit it if you will.
So we're not going to go. Normally I would go through all of it here, but for the purpose of this video, we are not.
From harm. Soketh says his reasons for wanting to speak to the abbot are private. I will accept that, but only if you are with him. I know I can trust Starfleet. Please, protect Pajem from any who would violate its sanctity.
Alright, speak with the ambassador.
Welcome to Vulcan. Do you have any questions?
What business do you have at Pajem?
My business is my own. If you must know more, I require a meeting with the abbot. He will not use subspace communications, so if I am to receive his counsel, I need to meet with him directly. Do you have any questions?
I spoke with Savin. Why doesn't he trust you?
How should I know?
You
He's
should
a
know.
Small man with small concerns. Thankfully,
Rather
he has listened to
unVulcan-like
reason,
response.
and our journey won't be delayed any longer. I am ready to leave now. Is the shuttle prepared for departure?
Fine, let's go. So again, there is a lot of dialogue there to have additional context to stuff. But I will try because I know a lot of missions, particularly later on, can take anywhere from 45 to 90 minutes because of just the dialogue and the amount of cutscenes. So some of these early ones, we're going to try and keep them short while going through the full experience. The shuttle is bored.
Starfleet shuttlecraft, we have logged your flight trajectory, and you are cleared for departure. Live long and prosper.
We already took off by the time you gave the orders here. Return to the bridge. Ambassador Sokas has retired to his quarters. We can leave the system whenever you like. So now we set course to Pajem, which is over in this direction. By the way, there's a very easy achievement at Starfleet Academy that very few people have, bothered with. That's just looking at all the plaques. Like, how can you not notice that? Sir, I'm picking up unusual energy readings in the system. We should scan the system before we take the ambassador to the surface. Agreed. Sensors on maximum. Klingon ships decloaking.
This is Captain Katak to all Klingon vessels. Target their warp drive. There will be no escaping our vengeance this time.
Okay, we got a lockbox. Captain, we are being held by the Klingons. On screen.
Cease your fire, Captain. Perhaps today is a day for words.
Thought it was a good day to die.
Were blinded by our vengeance toward the shapeshifter aboard your vessel. They have died with honor. But if I am to die this day, then I would prefer to regale the halls of Stovokor with the tale of that foul creature's death.
Shapeshifter?
Ha! So
Words.
even the mighty Federation has been fooled by the beast. Your guest from Vulcan is not as he or she seems, Captain. They are an Undine. They put on a false face and try to control us, but we Klingons know better. We will hunt them down until the last of these honorless dogs die screaming.
And Undine, have you any proof?
Proof? Pah! Allow me to stick a blade in its belly while I look it in the eye while it dies. That should be proof enough, even for Starfleet.
I'll take that into consideration.
If you wish the honor of the kill yourself, then it is yours to have.
But knowing that Sokath is an Undine.
Dies, I will meet my death with eyes wide open and victory in my heart. I await your decision. Close hailing frequencies.
Well, let's consult our bridge officers. Captain, the sensor scans indicate the Klingon vessels' warp drive shields and weapon systems are all offline. I don't even think they have impulse power. Whatever you do, they can't really do much about it. Alright, Scarvin, since you're here, or what do you think? The Undine come from a dimension known as fluidic space. They use quantum singularities to move into ours. I'm afraid much of their technology still remains a mystery to us, but one thing is certain, it is not to be underestimated. So why use a Starfleet vessel? That I can't say, Captain, but as the Undine are virtually unknown in the Beta Quadrant, my guess is they are aiming to conceal their presence here. And the Klingons? What the Klingons are saying could be true, Captain. If the Undine are in the Beta Quadrant, it might just be that the Klingons sniffed them out before us. In this case, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. The Klingon vessel is waiting your response, Captain. Alright, Tarsi. What do you think? The Undine are physically superior to humans and consider anyone from our dimension to be an inferior life form. The vessels are more than a match for the Borg. They represent a great threat to the Starfleet. Where is Ambassador Soketh now? The Ambassador is still in his quarters, sir, or I recommend sending a security detail to detain the Ambassador until we are certain of his identity. A sound precaution. Agreed. Alright, Temet, what do you think? The Undine are a species that was first encountered by the crew of the USS Voyager. They cataloged them as species 8472. As the Klingon commander indicated, they are indeed capable of changing shape. Additionally, they possess telepathic abilities that aid them in infiltrating the cultures of other species. So Ambassador Soketh could be one. I'm afraid that is a conclusion that we cannot rule out, Captain. I could conduct a test to determine if the Ambassador is who he claims to be. Unfortunately, that will violate his ambassadorial immunity. The Klingon vessel is awaiting your response. Alright, call the Ambassador to the bridge and open a channel to the Klingon vessel. Let's settle this.
My patience is growing thin, Captain.
My gut is growing
If you
large.
lack the stomach to slay the beast aboard your vessel, then any Klingon here would gladly do it for you. I'd hate for you to stain that pretty Starfleet uniform with Undine blood.
Very generous, but unnecessary.
Then the beast is slain? Makar! Very good. Perhaps you've the heart of a warrior after all. Let me look upon our enemy, and tonight we will dine together as warriors and drink to the honored dead.
I present Ambassador Soketh.
Captain, I take my meditations very seriously. Why have I been summoned to the bridge?
Accused, meet your accuser.
Alive? You're a fool, Captain! Strike now before it's too late!
Not without proof, Katek.
You want proof? Then lower your shields and allow me to beam over. Once the Undine's blood coats my blade, you'll see it for what it truly is. A Grint hound in Tark's clothing.
Ambassador, allow me to explain. This is why we did not go through all the dialogue on Vulcan.
There's no need, Captain. The situation is not difficult to unravel. My concern lies in the logic of you entertaining this Klingon's meritless claim.
Meritless, but not unreasonable.
A most illogical conclusion. Allow us to examine the facts, Captain. You have a crippled Klingon vessel, whose captain has made unsubstantiated claims that I am an Undine, a species that is known to both the Federation and the Klingon Empire as a considerable threat.
Thus a reasonable consideration.
Potentially, but only if a great many other factors were to be true. Is it not much more likely that the Klingons have, in the face of defeat, instead sought to exploit Starfleet's desire for peaceful resolutions
He makes a point.
in order to repair their vessel and renew their assault?
Status of the Klingon vessel. Weapons inoperable, warp drive is still offline. Wait, I'm detecting energy surge. They're engaging their cloaking device. Red alert, lock weapons.
True warrior strikes without mercy, Captain. I only hope to teach you this lesson personally before the Undine does. We may not be able to best your vessel, but a Klingon knows many roads to victory. The beast may have evaded my vengeance for now, but I can still ruin its plans here at Pajem.
Fire! I lost them on sensors, Captain. They're gone. Scan the area. I'm detecting energy signatures on Pajem's surface. They're in the vicinity of the monastery. They appear to be transporter signals. Life signs indicate they are Klingons. I'm taking an away team down. Shall I accompany you? No, it's too
A
dangerous.
wise precaution. Though I admit I am eager to see my people safe, I will await word until the monastery is secured. And Captain, let not my journey here be for naught.
Away, team, to transporter room 1. Lost them on sensors, Captain. They're gone. Wait.
A wise
There's a glitch. It repeated that dialogue again. The away team is ready to transport at your command. Well, let's beam on down. And those who watched the previous video will know we spent a lot of time editing, the uniforms and such, and thus we, color coded our squad. Gave Tarsi kind of like a lime green stripe. This is like our first officer. And also, she's Lieutenant Junior grade. Captain, we need to secure the area, then make our way toward the monastery, which is located at the top of the hill. I'm reading multiple Klingon patrols between us and the main building, sir. Recommend we proceed with caution. Stay alert, we need to find the monks. The monks. The monks. The monks are on fire. So the Klingons exactly where the Klingons at? Make our way around. Amazing how the grass still looks terrible. Like, just chuck a grenade at him. Right, there is something in this crate here. Hey, some Klingon blood ply and some sauce. Hey, the Klingons bring the food with them. It is kind of like a first-personist view here. Alright. There's also another box of goodies over here. Now remember the original version of this mission being a lot longer too. Not just going from Vulcan to PGM. But just the entire thing on Pajam being like really a long walk up through like half a dozen patrols. We reached the top. Quick, constantly chucking grenades. Alright, we got an incoming message. Sir, we received an alert from Vulcan. Tapella says she must speak to you immediately. I'll patch her through to your tricorder. Weird communication device?
I have terrible news. Vulcan security forces have discovered the body of Ambassador Soketh. They have determined that he was killed by a phaser blast at short range. His remains were discovered in a stasis chamber hidden in a cavern beneath the Ambassador's residence. The Ambassador on your ship, the one that I have been working for, is an imposter. You need to be very careful. This imposter was able to fool Soketh's closest associates for months. He is crafty and very patient. Now that he has been discovered, he will be dangerous.
Large and ugly, too. Captain, security teams have reached Ambassador Soketh's quarters, but he's gone. They're searching the ship, but... Sir, unauthorized use of the transporter is detected. The Vulcan government is requesting that the imposter Soketh be detained and returned to Vulcan for questioning. Sir, whoever used the transporter erased the logs, but I have a feeling that the imposter is on the planet's surface. I recommend we locate him immediately. And we'll find him, because he's beaming right down in front of us.
Such emotion on your face. I see now my deception has been exposed. Pity. Capturing the abbot so we could replace him as well would have been beneficial. But we are strong. We will prevail. You are weak, and the weak shall perish.
The look on our captain's face, as well as Tari's, is like, well, he's big. Unintentional comedy. Where's he at? Oh. Oh, they actually cut that out. Okay. Recommend we return to the Robert and search for the Undine ship. We need to find the Undine and take it back to Starfleet. Yeah, they used to, like the original version, you ended up like chasing the Undine like down the path, and it's like to a bunch because they end up beaming aboard the Klingon vessels. So they actually cut more out of it. Again, I remember like the original version. Captain, there's an Undine ship on an intercept course. The Robert doesn't have the armaments to handle an Undine attack. Starfleet reports that it's sending out ships to assist us, but they are about 60 seconds out. We have to hold on to the reinforcements to get here, Captain. If we target their torpedoes, we might have a chance. Alright, because we got we got full power to our engines here, so... Alright. Bring us around. I got the Challenger. We almost got him. There we go. And the debris. Hey, we got the accolade. Download the data. Downloading the data now, Captain. Incoming message. Incoming message from the USS Challenger.
This is Captain LaForge of the USS Challenger. Glad to see we made it here in time to lend you a hand. Perhaps you'll return the favor someday. LaForge out.
We recovered the final data transmissions from the Undine vessel, as well as the samples of the organic material that was used to create the ship. We need to get all this back to Starfleet Intelligence. They may be able to decrypt the message and tell us more. Now let's get out of here. We warp in and we warp out. Alright, open the hailing frequencies.
The ambassador was an Undine?
Yes, it was an Undine.
I'm afraid their infiltration of the Federation goes much deeper than we realized. Who knows what kind of havoc they could create?
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? I get a quantum torpedo launcher. Alright. So, on that note, we will wrap up this episode here. Of course, we recording these very far in advance, so each individual episode or mission can be enjoyed on its own. Thank you very much as we are going through these journeys. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Tighten your friendship bracelet. Follow me over on Twitch, where I stream nightly playing a variety of things not related to Star Trek Online. And we'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.